We're ABC 7 News, and we're on your side.
Good morning, America. Breaking news. The president launches a new attack on the FBI and his own Justice Department just moments ago. As ABC News has learned, the president expected to approve the release of that confidential GOP memo targeting the FBI today. All the fallout right now.
Arctic blast. Snow moving across the country overnight. Millions waking up to dangerous cold. Now Minnesota's bracing for the coldest Super Bowl ever.
As temperatures plunge, the alarming new images.
It's about to explode.
A mother warming up her car, about to put her baby in it when it goes up in flames. Were the seat heaters to blame?
Parenting alert. As the flu spreads, could your kids get sick playing sports? Our experiment on the basketball court. Wait till you see how fast germs move and the 5 rules to help keep your children healthy.
And can't stop the Super Bowl feeling. The Eagles and Patriots ready to get after it. And the secrets Justin Timberlake is sharing about his halftime show. Will there be any surprise guests?
Live in Times Square, this is GMA with Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan.
And good morning.
That was followed by the emoji.
Yeah, it sounds like you think there will be. Just 2 days until the big game. Let's take a look at Minneapolis right now. Got a bunch of fans getting ready. There they are.
Oh, yeah, they're all set to go. And Eli Manning is also joining us later this morning. He's the only person to beat Patriots quarterback Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl. And who was there for one of those?
You know, it looks like I'm choking him. I actually was. But I was really I'm like, we won that Super Bowl.
Okay, Michael,
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And one of these teams on Sunday will have a chance.
How often do you wear that thing?
Only when asked to. I figured I have it half the time, George. I really don't wear it very often. But when I do, it brings back great memories.
I'll bet you it does. Congratulations.
Thank you.
A lot of news to get to this morning. We're going to begin with that bitter showdown over the secret Republican memo and a brand new attack from President Trump against the top leadership of the FBI and his own Justice Department after they warned against the release of that memo. I want to go right to our Chief Justice Correspondent, Pierre Thomas. And Pierre, this is an extraordinary attack from the president.
Yes, good morning, George. The president is on the attack, just tweeting. The top leadership and investigators of the FBI and the Justice Department have politicized the sacred investigative process in favor of Democrats against Republicans, something which would have been unthinkable just a short time ago. Rank and file are great people.
This morning, with the White House poised to authorize the release of that controversial GOP memo against the wishes of the FBI, President Trump is ignoring questions.
Mr. President, what about the FBI director's grave concerns? Don't you trust him?
At a speech at the RNC overnight, the president sounding upbeat.
Did anybody not see the State of the Union? Because even the haters back there gave us good reviews on that one.
But not mentioning that memo, which sources tell ABC News suggests the FBI showed political bias against the president. The president suggesting after the State of the Union that he wants that memo made public.
Let's release the memo. Oh, yeah. Don't worry. 100%.
But his hand-picked FBI director, Christopher Wray, flatly disagrees. FBI officials issuing a statement about their grave concerns about material omissions and the memo's accuracy. Wray backed by the more than 13,000-member FBI Agents Association, thanking him for standing shoulder to shoulder with the men and women of the FBI. House Speaker Paul Ryan says the memo is not an indictment of the FBI or the Mueller investigation.
If mistakes were made and if individuals did something wrong, then it is our job as the legislative branch of government to conduct oversight over the executive branch if abuses were made.
But Democrats on the House Intelligence Committee say the memo is pure politics.
It seems to be based in an effort to undermine Bob Mueller to protect the president. I have not seen a shred of evidence that would suggest that there's been an abuse in the Russia investigation.
The report was written by Republicans on that committee, chaired by Congressman Devin Nunes, an ally of President Trump who served on his transition team. Sources tell ABC News it accuses the Justice Department of acting inappropriately when it sought a surveillance warrant in October of 2016 for a former Trump campaign advisor suspected of being a Russian agent. Critics say the document is cherry-picked. And a top Republican on the Senate Intelligence Committee is now openly supporting the FBI director, who is in defiance of the president.
I would tell you there's no FBI director that hasn't faced undue political pressure, and I think he's handling the pressure well.
Former FBI Director James Comey last night weighing in with a tweet, quote, "All should appreciate the FBI speaking up. I wish more of our leaders would, but take heart. American history shows that in the long run, weasels and liars never hold the field. So as long as good people stand up." George, weasels, liars, this is clearly now completely personal between Comey and the president.
Between Comey and the president, but that's not all, Pierre. You've been covering the Justice Department for 30 years. The president in that tweet said it's kind of unthinkable what he's accusing the leadership of the FBI and the Justice Department of doing. But what's really unthinkable here is this kind of open warfare, open attack from the president.
This is extraordinary. And you had the FBI director laying out his independence, in open defiance of the president. They're all waiting to see if this memo is going to be released. Comey and the leadership have been, weighing in from the outside. Now we expect Wray to respond to the president after this memo comes out, George. And again, they're waiting on the memo to be released and to see how the FBI rank and file respond to it.
Okay, Pierre, thanks very much. I want to get more on this now from our chief White House correspondent, John Karl. John, I don't think this tweet was part of the White House plan this morning, even though we were expecting this memo was going to come out. There had been an extraordinary behind-the-scenes lobbying effort from the FBI and the Justice Department directed at the White House Chief of Staff, John Kelly, and they were trying to lower tensions even as they knew the memo was coming out.
But they know how upset the president is. They talk as if there is open warfare between the president and the upper reaches of the FBI and the Justice Department. Think about this, George. You're talking about the FBI director, the deputy attorney general, and several other top officials at the FBI over the last 48 hours have come in here and pleaded with the White House to block the release of this memo. Even the director of national intelligence, who was all of these people appointed by the president. We know the president believes in a deep state conspiracy against him. Now it appears he believes that deep state conspiracy includes people that he himself put in power.
Yeah, and the second tweet the president put out this morning, he seems to be pushing the line that the Democrats are all behind this surveillance of the Trump campaign, that Hillary campaign funded this dossier, that convinced the Obama administration to do some surveillance of the Trump campaign officials. Yet this was something approved by the president's own deputy attorney general.
That's Rod Rosenstein, and that is what's going to put him under so much pressure here. The original order comes before Rosenstein, but he reapproves it, pushes it again after the president is elected. So he's approving surveillance of a top Trump campaign former associate while the president is in the White House. That's why he is under so much fire.
And John, one final question. Other White House aides who've seen this memo think it might not be as powerful as the president thinks.
There is definitely a concern that this could turn out to be quite a dud. And remember, George, as this memo is reported, the one thing that we already know about this memo, and repeated every time it is mentioned, is that the FBI believes it is misleading, that it paints an incorrect picture of what has happened.
Which is why they have grave concerns about it. John Karl, thanks very much. Michael?
George, we keep talking about uncharted territory, and these tweets this morning.
It stunned me. I mean, we were planning a different show this morning until this came in around 6:40. Because as I said to John, everybody behind the scenes at the White House, they knew this was coming, but they were trying to lower the tensions, and the president just ratcheted it right up this morning.
All right.
All right, thank you, George. And now to that blast of winter weather that's moving through the Midwest and the Northeast, just in time for the big games, bringing snow overnight. And Ginger, you've been tracking this system.
You know we're watching it, Michael. Of course, from Norfolk, Virginia, the rain this morning up through parts of Connecticut and Rhode Island. You're seeing some snow transition into Massachusetts, too. This is what it looks like on the roads in Suffolk County, New York. So New York, just to give you perspective, this is New York City I'm talking about, is actually 6 inches above average. We've been having these little hits of snow that helps add it up. What you're going to notice today are the temperatures. Starting the morning, just about freezing or sub-freezing. It feels colder than that. But by this evening, when you get done with dinner, it's 8 o'clock p.m., it's going to feel like 1 below in New York City, 4 in Washington, D.C. That bitter cold settles in, obviously not just for the East Coast. Look at Philadelphia feeling like 1 tonight, Detroit 2, Chicago, you don't get out of it, in Minneapolis, if you're there for the game already. That's nothing compared to what's going to happen. And I will talk about that forecast coming up, Michael.
All right, thank you. All my friends who are in Minneapolis are sending me screenshots of like the weather. It's minus this. I'm like, you win. You won here.
I know. TJ was doing the same thing.
Yeah,
for us.
it's freezing.
We're going to check in with TJ later. We're going to turn now, though, to the latest on that school shooting in Los Angeles that left 4 students wounded and a 12-year-old girl under arrest. ABC's Clayton Sandell is there at the school. And Clayton, police are now saying they believe it was an accident.
That's right, Robin. And this morning, that girl is being held in juvenile hall as investigators try and figure out where and how she got a gun and why she brought it here.
This morning, questions about why a preteen girl allegedly brought a loaded handgun to her L.A. middle school.
Just as for her location is Castor Middle School.
Shooting 2 classmates, an adult and 2 other kids injured by flying glass and metal.
As a parent, this is everyone's worst case nightmare.
The call Thursday morning triggering a massive response. Officers searching students one by one.
He just said that they were on lockdown and he was in tears. I've prepared for things like this, but not with my own kid.
One bullet struck a 15-year-old boy in the head. He's expected to survive.
Gunshot wounds to the head are very, very lethal. The vast majority of them do not do well. In this particular circumstance, though, this child was extremely lucky. The trajectory of the bullet did not hit any vital structures that were an immediate threat to life.
Overnight, police arresting the girl for discharging a gun at school, but say it appears the shooting was accidental. Students who saw it say the same thing.
Was it an accident or was it?
It was an accident because they thought it was a toy gun.
Okay.
But then they shot.
Now, police aren't saying how the girl was able to get the gun inside the school, but officials say the campus is safe and classes will be back in session this morning. Robin.
All right, Clayton. Thank you very much, George.
Thank you, Robin. We're getting the latest now on the deadly flu epidemic. CDC expected to release new numbers this afternoon on how the virus is spreading and the effectiveness of the vaccine. ABC's Lindsay Janis here with the story. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, George. Such a brutal flu season. As of last week, officials say high flu activity was reported in 39 states. So far this season, 37 children have died from the flu nationwide, and that number is expected to rise when we get those weekly figures from the CDC this afternoon. We also expect to learn more about the effectiveness of this year's flu vaccine today. The CDC just announced the vaccine is about 30% effective against this year's dominant strain, but Canadian officials say that figure may be as low as 10 to 20% in that country. That would be in line with Australia, where early estimates suggested that the shot was only 10% effective. Guys, we've heard it before. If you haven't had your flu shot, the CDC says still get it, because even if it's 10 to 30% effective, it's still going to lessen the severity of your symptoms. So a lot of people on edge right now. You have thousands of fans heading to Minnesota for the Super Bowl. A lot of us are going to be getting together. You get people in close quarters, and that's how it spreads.
Cannot give that warning enough. Thanks, Lindsay.
All right, thank you, Lindsay. And you know what? Now the scary moment on the court. Last night, just after the Denver Nuggets buzzer-beating victory over Oklahoma City, a fan, you can see there, steps onto the court, gets right in the face of Oklahoma City Thunder star Russell Westbrook. The fan appears to be screaming before Westbrook tries to push him away. And after the game, Westbrook said he had to push the player away to protect himself and that the fans are there to enjoy the game, but it is unacceptable for them to come onto the floor. And unfortunately, we've seen this scene many times before at NBA games. The fans are right there on the floor. Many people feel like, I bought this seat. I'm a fan, but at the same time, I'm this close. I'm a part of the action, but that's a little too close.
Get off the court.
Yeah,
Come on.
I mean, but with the NBA, they're right there. Did you ever have any issues?
We're a little different. We were down, lower, and the fans are up, but they throw stuff at you. They say things to you that if you were face to face with all that uniform on, that helmet, they wouldn't say. Guarantee you, George.
I wouldn't say it anyway. Don't worry.
Well, speaking of that, how about we talk about the Super Bowl right now? The big game just 2 days away. Patriots, Eagles getting their final practices in, and those game plans, they got to be already set, right?
They're ready to go.
So is Justin Timberlake, previewing his highly anticipated halftime show. TJ Holmes, he's there in Chile, Minneapolis. All the details. Good morning there, TJ.
Good morning to you guys. How you doing? We got a lot going on here. A lot of people are buzzing in town about a lot of stuff, but I don't think if buzzing is the right word. Freezing is the right one. Guys, it is 8 below as I go on air with you here this morning. But for some reason, you walk around and you look at Patriots fans, they look all warm and fuzzy. Why? Because their guy, Rob Gronkowski, did finally get the okay. He has been cleared out of the concussion protocol, so he is now cleared to play. Of course, that's Tom Brady's one of his favorite targets. He's been cleared to play, but you ask Coach Belichick about Gronkowski playing, and listen to this answer he gave, guys.
Well, I don't think we've released the injury report, so whatever it is, it is.
Why is he always messing with us, guys? Whatever the report is, I guess he's going to play. He's always playing mind games with everybody, the opponent, and sometimes the media, I guess. But Gronkowski has been cleared to play.
Okay, that was vintage Belichick.
Yeah, he doesn't give you much, ever.
No. But what's the atmosphere like there in Minneapolis for the game?
This is the best. I can't put it in words. The best way to put the atmosphere is this. This is what it's like here, guys. It's debilitating, right? Again, folks here in Minnesota are some of the sweetest folks you will ever meet. I do not know how they do this day in and day out, but the excitement is building out everywhere I go. I'm talking to a lot of Eagles fans, it seems, and they want their first one. They want that win to finally go over the hump. But still, you got Patriots fans who represent. We know they represent very well. So it's a fun, kind of a fun place, and we're getting an introduction to Minneapolis if you haven't been here before.
So, Mike, what's it like for the players on the Friday before?
It's actually pretty calming because you're away from it's like when you kind of finally sequester yourself away from your family who's all in town and they all want to get in the excitement of the Super Bowl, and you're like, I just want to relax. So I have a big game coming up. So today starts the day when you you get away from everybody. You can finally
no heavy-duty practice.
You still have to practice, but after practice, it's like family go away. We're here for business, and this is what we're here for, to win this game. And by going out and trying to party and enjoy it, I have plenty of time when I'm not in the Super Bowl other years.
I would not be going out. But, TJ, a lot of people going out Sunday night, which means not a very productive Monday for a lot of the country.
Well, look, a lot of people take Monday off anyway, right? We always dragging in coffee. But, yes, that is called Super Sick Monday. You're expecting some 16.5 million people to call in sick on Monday after the game, especially the folks in Boston, especially the folks in Philadelphia. They will likely call in sick. Whether their teams win or lose, they're going to call in sick. But that's a couple $100 million in lost productivity on that day, just between those two cities, guys, just those cities. Now, some people might not show up to work, but let me tell you who did show up to work with me this morning, Mr. Al Ciceri, who is here with me, and he's not the only one who showed up to work today. Yes, this is Challenger. You all have seen this Eagle at many football games around the country. Here hanging with us all morning. We'll be talking about Challenger some more as we go throughout the morning.
Beautiful.
That was on time. That was perfect.
All right, we'll get back to you in a little bit, TJ. Eli Manning's going to be coming. You kind of know Eli a little bit. Yeah, he'll come up. He'll be with us later, too. But now, Ginger, what's that Super Bowl forecast looking like?
The forecast is really cold. But, guys, I wanted to tell you the coldest outdoor game before this one, because this is indoors, obviously, was in New Orleans in 1972. I thought that was really surprising. Just to note, but you want to check out what's going to happen here on Sunday. That Arctic blast settles in, and it settles in hard. Minneapolis is saying to everybody, you want to see what we can do? All right. Temperature's going to be 7. And if you're not used to that, the wind chill on top of that going to make it feel like it's 15 below. So any of the trying to get an Uber, doing all that, it's going to be tough. Winds at 15 miles per hour. That's the big picture. And you get your local weather in 30 seconds. First, though, the weekend getaways brought to you by Downey.
Here's to first dates. You look amazing.
And you look amazingly comfortable.
When your V-neck looks more like a U-neck, that's when you know it's half-washed. Add Downey to keep your collars from stretching. Unlike detergent alone, Downey conditions to smooth and strengthen fibers. So next time, don't half-wash it. Downey, and it's done. Proud partner of the Olympic Winter Games.
It's a cold and blustery Friday. Temperatures in the upper 30s for the first half of the weekend with sunshine. We will notice an increase in clouds and also some showers coming in for Super Bowl Sunday, starting out as some snow early on and then changing over to a very chilly rain. Make sure you have the rain gear. Notice that temperature at 40 degrees on Sunday. We'll stay in the low 40s through Tuesday, building into the 50s by the middle half of the week, and that looks like our next chance for some wet weather.
All right, you guys have to see this video. This happened in Australia. The bikers just going on their merry way.
Whoa! Whoa!
That would be a kangaroo.
That's a kangaroo.
Taking out a woman on a bicycle. Her name is Rebecca. She is okay. She's laughing about it now.
Oh, wow.
That's scary.
She did need some stitches on her knee, but my goodness.
That was scary.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. No. Thanks, Ginger.
Sure.
Coming up, we have that case so many parents are watching. A teen sentenced after attacking her friend, saying it was because of a fictional character called Slenderman. Now her mother speaking exclusively to ABC, saying she never saw the warning signs.
And much more on this deadly flu epidemic. How fast do germs spread when your kids are playing on the court? We'll have some tips.
You're